we're just, partying through Canada. And then, but we made it to Spiderfest. Are you familiar with Spiderfest?
Yes, it is a
That's
very
not.
infamous festival that has come up several times on this show.
Have
That
you been? You haven't been?
No, it is one of those things that I didn't drive at the I was too young to drive there at that point, and so you just hear stories. And Jesse from the band DBS, the old Vancouver punk band, was on here and
Hmm.
talked about how when they played there, all of a sudden a naked man fell from the tree or something on top of
Sounds
their
about
band.
right. Yeah. So we ended up at this place because we were gonna. What was it? I think we went up to like Winnipeg or something, and when we were gonna go south to Minneapolis and connect with the Profane Exist, like Dan from Profane and a bunch of people there. And when I was on the phone with him, he's like, "Oh, well, there's this big festival happening in Canada next weekend that we're all going to. You should just like stay in Canada and go check that out." So we're like, "Let's do it." We'd already dropped off the our deadhead friend, like, and he was just gonna keep hitchhiking back to Quebec. We drove like an hour or so south, turned around, picked him up hitchhiking, and kept going to Spiderfest. And then when we got there, it was, God, at least like 600 to 800, maybe 1,000 kids, mostly from Quebec and Toronto. This is like summer of '95, and but that was also where I met the guys in Fuckface and Hickey, I believe, played, and it was no, it was State of Fear. It was like at least a 3 or 4 day fest, and like going all day long, just free camping, like acres of property, free camping, and they had food trucks and beer trucks. Maybe there was there's people like doing piercings and tattoos there stuff, and just like all of these like wasted like crusties from Montreal. It was incredible.
And the guy who ran it was like some 70-year-old punk rocker
Hmm.
dude or something.
Yeah, I looked him up recently, and I think he passed away like 7 or 8 years ago. But yeah, he was like a old school punk rock guy that like just opened his whole property up and let people squat there, and it was really like I read a memorial about him, and one kid was like, "This guy saved my life. Like I was a junkie, this and that, and he helped me like go back to school, and I went to culinary school, and I got all because of him, and yeah, everyone in the town like seemed to really be supportive of it because I remember like we walked in to get more beer or something, and then we're hitchhiking back, and this family pulls over to pick us up, and we're all just like dirty punk rockers, and they're like, "Get out of the way, kids! Like let these guys. We're giving them a ride, And it's just,
That's so awesome.
and but at the same time, I heard other stories that like one of the other neighbors tried to burn his house down, so it was I don't know the whole gist of it, but it was incredible, and
Yeah, he's like one of those guys that exists sort of pre, obviously passing away recently, but like pre-internet. So there's not like a lot of the lore was sort of like oral history,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
it definitely, like you're saying, there's these sort of benevolent figures in punk that didn't necessarily play in a band, but had a
mm-hmm.
huge impact on this
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
And he
yeah.
definitely seems like one of those guys.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he provided a space for art and entertainment to grow and thrive, and yeah, and a lot of kids were on PCP. I mean, there was like all sorts of stuff there. But the buddy that I was with snorted a line, and there was like right next to a piercing tent. This woman's getting her tongue pierced, and my friend does a line of this PCP and sees this woman's tongue gets pierced, and her face just like expands, and all of a sudden his eyes roll back in his head, and he starts having a seizure. And we're trying to like me and my other friend are trying to help him out, and we'd never seen anything like this. And then all of a sudden, there's like this naked skinhead guy. He's wearing BVDs, but like he's wearing tidy whities. He's this huge naked skinhead that came out of nowhere and trying to help our friend. And we're like, "Go away, man!" Like our friend's having a seizure. He's on PCP, and he's like, "No, I'm on PCP too. I can help him." It was a different animal up there.